Most people think that distractions are bad for focus, but what if I told you that the right distractions can actually fuel your productivity and creativity? In this video, I'm going to share how healthy distractions have helped me stay focused, prevent burnout, and make progress on my biggest goals. Over the years, I've juggled leading teams, building businesses, and now launching this new project. And what I've realized is when I step away from the work, whether it's through exercise or hobbies or even just taking a walk, I come back sharper and more focused than ever. Let me show you how it works. We often get stuck in a cycle of overworking, thinking that sheer effort leads to results. But our brains aren't wired for constant focus. It leads to burnout, frustration, and stalled progress. These healthy distractions that I'm talking about act like mental resets. They recharge your brain and allow you to come back more focused than ever. And there's actually science behind it. There's something called the default mode network, or DMN. When you engage in some of these low-pressure activities, these healthy distractions, your brain actually activates this DMN. And that default mode network is responsible for connecting ideas and solving problems in the background. That's why, oddly enough, some of the best ideas you have are when you're actually not working. The second reason these healthy distractions are so good for us is because of the dopamine boost. These positive activities like exercise and hobbies boost that dopamine and increase our mood and motivation, leaving you less stressed and more energized to tackle the real challenges. As I've shared on here multiple times before, working out is definitely my biggest healthy distraction. It clears my head and helps me process new ideas. But last night, I just wasn't feeling very motivated. I was kind of drained. This has been going on for 50 days, this challenge, and I am definitely tapped. I wake up super early so that I can get my other hobbies, like working out and some other things, done in advance of shooting that morning video. And of course, I'm trying to keep up a good pace of quality videos and improve as often as I can, learning editing and all the things that I've talked about before. But I just was hitting a little mini wall. I've hit walls before. This wasn't really a wall, but I was like, man, I'm just kind of tapped, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get up and push as hard as I would like. But we had dance lessons, my wife and I, and we've been taking these since my son's wedding, or before my son's wedding. And honestly, it's been a lot of fun. We've never really committed to something like this together, and we're learning ballroom style dancing, like Roomba, salsa, tango, those kinds of things. And every time we do it, every time we engage in practice before the class or just when we're doing it together, we just feel good. The dopamine definitely gets released. And what I was thinking about is it's because while you're doing that, you really can't think of anything else. When we're getting taught a ballroom dance, there's no way you're distracted by other things. There's no way I'm thinking about this or AI or my work. Honestly, I'm focused only on that. And it's just awesome. When it's over, I feel great. I feel recharged. And I was like, man, this is healthy. I, of course, at times am stressed to go to those things because I haven't completed what I needed to for the day. But when I shut it down and go do those things, it clears my head and helps me come back ready to go. And I was thinking about other activities. The Kennedy Center came up recently. We're members there, and on a night where I have a lot to do, naturally sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, can I fit that in? But whenever we're there, you're fully engaged, you feel great, and you just come back and you get more done. If you try to fit too much in and just push, you actually get less done in the long run. So think of these healthy distractions, and I'm curious to what's yours. Think about what could you do more of to disconnect, stop the grind a little bit, focus on something different, and then see if you come back as refreshed as I do. I'm sure you have something that you know you can do more of that helps get you away from the day-to-day. But then there are unhealthy distractions that you must do less of. And honestly, we were talking about this a little bit today when I was thinking about shooting this video, and we came up with so many unhealthy distractions that people do. Clearly, scrolling all day on social media, terrible distraction. It's one of the biggest of all time right now. Honestly, going for breakfast, before I'm eating breakfast, I stopped looking at social media because I felt like I was trying to squeeze in just more social media during that time. And lately, I just don't even look at it, and it helps clear my head a little bit. It helps me think about some other activities. Watching I Can't Hear You on YouTube, I would call that a healthy distraction. So you keep doing that all day. And then, of course, just bad TV, come on, like, it's okay occasionally, but we know we'd probably watch way too much of that on occasion. For me, sports, I wouldn't call that a healthy distraction. I'm just wasting time, I think, a little bit. And then, of course, everyone has other activities that are unhealthy. They're clearly not good for you to prioritize your time with. You're not going to come back more refreshed after you do that. No question about it. So the goal isn't to avoid distractions altogether. It's to use them strategically to help fuel your focus and creativity. And I'd love to hear about yours in the comments. If this resonated, join me, subscribe, stick with me on the rest of this 99-day journey. And I am live every day at 9 a.m. where I provide updates on my progress and what we're focused on. Let's grow together.